And this is Yarn Journey with the fourth and final variation of the button cuff. As you can see, the buttons are two-toned, and I added the Celtic charm in the middle rather than in where the four. I joined with the Celtic charms rather than putting them in the four corners so that I get them surrounded by buttons. And these are the Egyptian bands, and I used gray and burgundy, and then these are the metallic gold with the burgundy. Okay, so but you can, and this is with the closed lace, and I kind of like the zigzaggy edge on that. And then this is what it would look like in open lace, and I made them flowers instead, and in just two tones. So this is a little cuff bracelet, yeah, out of the sweets, the dark blue and the pink. Okay, so so we'll get started. So let's zoom in a bit. And to make a two-tone button, bands are sticky. I'm pulling these. See, these bands are sticky. I have to pull them apart here. Okay, first you put down one of the outside colors that you're doing. So that one would have been gray. Then you put down your middle color, which in this case is going to be red, and I'm going to cross it. Now I'm going to put down another pink one, like that, and I'm going to loop this off. So I'm looping the center off first with the switch loop. Then I'm going to take my smaller hook, and they're sticky bands, so may take a little bit longer to like that. And then we're going to take this over like we did before. Okay, now I'm going to put on the legs, and for this particular bracelet I'm going to be using brown. The brown, these are all Egyptian bands too. So these are the brown, and then the pink, the light pink, and the red instead of the burgundy. And I'm going to put my hook up through the center so I can grab that tail when of the slip knot and make sure it goes through these things. So I've got to be really careful that I don't lose that. Okay, so let's take this one off first. So I'm going to pull these up and around and leave the brown ones on the pegs so that the brown legs of the charm are coming up through. That gives me a closed lace. Okay, I'm going to put this one back on. Okay, so I have my 4 loops. Come on, go in. Okay, and I'm going to gather them up with a red band. That way I'm using 2 reds and 2 pinks, and the red is also the center color. So when I pull up the loop, it'll be through the red. But of course you can use any color you need. You could use the brown or clear or whatever if you want to use a band that's, not a specialty band. I'm going to do a slip knot around my crochet hook like I do the other times. grab the tail and pull it through. Okay. Now, since these are cross legs, I've got to be really careful to pull this through and not lose my tail end. There we go. That way I know it's coming up through the center of the legs of the lace. Okay, so there we have it. I can straighten out make sure everything's centered. Okay. And take my scissors and cut off the excess. Okay, so to start the bracelet, you need to make 4 of these. You can even out the corners if you need to, or pull on these if you want a little bit more of the pink showing. So I'll get 4, make sure I have 4 of these. And I can start making the center. Okay. And for this one, I'm going to be making a flower center. So here's what we're going to be doing. See how I have the 4 of them joined? And there's my flower center. So this one's going to be a flower in the middle. It's all going to be in the light pink. Okay. So to do that, move these off to the side. I'm going to put a red one down and cross it. So this is just like making all the other the little 5-petal flowers, except that we're only going to be making it with 4 petals. Wait a second. The little, 5 petals per layer flower, and then this one's going to have 8 petals, but 4 per layer. Okay. Then I need 2 of the pink bands, the petal band, and the top holding band. And I'm going to take this off. So that was just a fishtail. That wasn't a loop stitch, just a regular fishtail. And it looks like that. And then I'm going to push everything down just a bit, and I'm going to put this underneath so I can loop off those petals, the first layer of petals. I really like these light pink and gold bands. They're kind of just sweet, you know. And again, make sure everything parallels with the center. And something doesn't look right here. There we go. They just got twisted. Now it's okay. Okay, so now everything looks fairly even around. Alright, now I need 1 more petal band. And this time I'm putting on a pink again. And again, I'm going to push everything in. And check, make sure everything looks pretty even, like that. Okay. So now on a flower, I want it to cup a little bit more. See how this one is cupping more like a flower? So to get it to cup more, I'm going to take this band off on the one on top of it. So I'm taking the back holding band off on the back pedal band. Now I don't want the back pedal band to have all these legs in here, so I'm going to be putting on another calyx band, but this time it's going to be the same color as the charm. Now I'm ready to add my 4 corners. And on these, you can actually look underneath, I don't know if you'll be able to see that, and see which one's on top. If you pull it back, you can see that one has one underneath it, but if you pull on that side, there's nothing. So we know that this one is my top band, so I'm going to put it on this peg here. Okay, and again, we're going to look for our top band. This is the top here. I want it to go like that, so that means it's going to be this band that I'm going to put here. And remember, you're reaching in through the back of the band, or the back of the charm. Okay. Okay, so this is again my top. So I'm putting the top ones on the left and the bottom ones on the right. There isn't one here, let's see. This one's harder to see. I think this is, yeah, you can kind of see it in there. See it? It's kind of in there. Okay, so yeah, this is the top going this way, so I want this one to go this way. So sometimes they're a little hard to see, but you can't see them. Now that's because the lace is a different color than the charm, you know, that's gathering. So of course, if they're all the same color, it's going to be a little harder to see. Okay. Then I'm going to go up through the middle. And gather these up. So basically it's the same thing, this just like making a yeah, that's right. Just like making a button. And since I gathered up the other ones with red, I'm going to gather up this one with red too. That's just a personal choice. You can use any color you want. Go around the crochet hook, because otherwise there's no reason for it to be there getting in the way. Now I'm ready I'm going to leave this just like I did with the Celtic charm, and I'm going to do the back ones first. Yeah, you can see some of these are really big. Those are not the ones we want here. So, okay. So this is a back one. Your back one's, you know, coming from, let's see if we can get everything out of the way. So this is what's coming here, right? It's coming from the, your two legs are coming through, and then you have another band that's coming from there. That's going to be our back. See, as you can see here, this isn't our back loop because it's not coming down as a fishtail. See, it's going the other direction. So you want the one that's coming from the back. See how it's coming from the back. See, it was easier to do it on the Celtic charm because it was a different color, so you didn't have to go really hunting for it. So again, we're just going to pull out those just a bit. So they're about not quite 1/4 of an inch long. Okay, when you get those 4, you can kind of even them up. And then you don't want this back one. See how this back one's really big? You want this one on top. And you pull those out to match. About a little less than 1/4 of an inch, but a little bit more than 1/8 of an inch, so about 3/16, but that's getting kind of particular. Okay, now I can cut off my low loop. And push the ends in. I'm hoping this makes sense. I don't know. I do them so much I always forget what I'm saying, or you know. So then I can go through and pull out every 2, you know, just work around, and that'll kind of make it round. Like that. And I have a little flower charm in the middle of 4 buttons. See them? Okay, so that's the start of my bracelet. Now I want my bracelet so that the back one, you know, the top ones are going all in the same direction. So I've made 3 of these now. That's so I've made 3 sets of 4. Okay, so I stopped the camera for a minute and I wanted to zoom out so I could show you. So you can make your 4s and then make 3 sets of them and then 2 extra, or you make 4 sets for a large size bracelet. So then we just have to join these, and we're going to put a flower in between each one of these. So that's another way that you can do this, and then you just go and put buttons all around along both edges. And then, because I know I've heard that some people have had some trouble that they don't know which direction to go, so this would be a way to do it so that you would get everything in the right direction. Okay, so to do this, we're going to have to set up another flower to go right in between 2 of these. Okay. So let's see here. And I probably can fast forward this so that this part of the flower. So that's what we'll do. Okay, now we're ready to join 2 of the sets of 4, and I like to have my top ones going in this direction. I just have to check one of them to make sure that I can see the bottom, and that's this way. So I know that I'm going to attach them like this. So I'm going to attach this one here on this this one here. Turn it around because it's really hard to reach backwards. And then I'm going to attach this one here, which should be an under one. You can check by looking under this one. It's in there. Okay, so this is an under one. I'm going to put it here. So that's right. I've got all my, I don't have any extra loops in here. Those are the 2 loops. Those are just little things because every now and then I have attached them wrong. So let me see. Yeah, this is a top. So I know that. Let's see. This is a top. So this is going this way. Okay, so this is a top like this. So I can put this one on here. Got kind of turned around thinking of going on that one, which means that this one should be a bottom one on this side. It is, right here. Okay, so now I know that all my tops are going in the same direction, like that. Okay, so that's the trickiest part, is just getting your tops and bottoms. But like I said, on these closed loops, it's not as important as it is on the open loops. So again, I'm going to go up through the center and gather up all these onto my hook. It just seems awkward the first few times you do it, and then it doesn't seem so bad. So then I'm going to go carefully through all my loops here and around my crochet hook. Do a double slip knot. And then just do the exact same thing of pulling out my loops as I did before. Okay, so we want the one that's coming from where the 2, so it's where the like there'll be one here, one off to this side, and one here. So see how it's coming from, this is there, and see how it's coming. So that's our back loop. And then this one's coming here. And then this one's coming in here. And then this one will probably be harder to see because it's in between, but you can see it. It's coming from where the 2 of them are. I have those. And then I can just pull out these top loops on top. Like that. And then just, you know, go around every 2 of them. Even them up. Chop off the center. And put the ends down in the middle. Okay, so now I have you see I have 3 of them joined. And then what I'll do is I'll just have to go and make the buttons exactly the same way, but I'm only going to be catching these 2 legs on each side like this. But what I'll probably do is just add another, see how these 4, I'll add another flower right here, and then I'll have to add these 2 separate here, and these 2 separate, and add a flower here. So I'll come back at the end and show you the completed bracelet. Thank you. Okay, so I'm back briefly just to show you I've got my last 7th flower on my loom, and I have the other 6. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Looks like more than that, doesn't it? 6 of them on this bracelet, so I'm ready to join. So let's see. Okay, so we're ready to join. We just find our 2 middle loops and loop it on like we did the other ones, and even we have all the extra loops off to the side because we haven't put any of the edgings on. So this bracelet, or any of these bracelets, you can do them in any order that you want to. You can make all the these charms with legs first, which would be 14 or 16 of them, and then join them. Or you could, do your first 4, and then every time you get 2 of them, join them on. So there's lots of different, whichever way you feel is the way you want to work. That's just what I wanted to say. There isn't a set pattern that you have to follow, or sequence, So okay, so we're here, and that's how I would join the bracelet. I put it underneath the loom, like that. So there's my bracelet, but all my edges, it looks bigger because all these are going to, it eats up more when you add the edging. So there it is. It's all around, and all I have to do is go up through the center and do the same thing. Where is it? And do the same thing. Okay, and just gather it up like we always do. I know with all these loops just hanging out, it does look really confusing, but it's not really bad. You do kind of get a feel for which loop to put on and everything. So I have them all on my hook, and I'm using red just to be consistent in the back. Okay. So now I have, I'm almost done. I just have the 14 edging buttons to do, and then I'm done. So we'll pull out another one so you can see another chance to pull out. Again, it's where the 2 come together. You look for that loop that's there, and it should come out really pretty easily. Okay, so we have our 2 brown are coming together, and you have this loop coming out. See, we have our, and where it comes out. You can see it right here. and then you just pull out the top ones that are on top, not these back ones here, but this top one. Yeah, the flowers are a little bit more difficult to pull out than the Celtic charms because of the colors. There we go, and we just have to chop off that center. Oop. And use the end of our smaller hook. Push it downside. So then we have, all I have to do is now go through and find all these edges and close them off with a button all the way around. Okay, so I'll be back with that. Okay, alrighty, bye. This one's twisted. Sometimes they'll twist, you just have to untwist them around. Okay, alright, bye. Yeah, that one was really twisted in there, so I stopped the camera to see what was going on. I don't really know what happened, but yeah, but now it's all untwisted. I just had to you know, mess around with it until it untwisted. So now they're all untwisted. Sometimes that happens. You just have to kind of look at them and see what's happening. So, okay. So, alright, so now I'm going to put on the buttons. And we should be, that one looks funky too, doesn't it? But yeah, so now we're going to be putting on all the buttons like that. And we should have a bracelet. Okay, I'll be back in just a bit. Hi, I'm back with the finished bracelet. I'm trying to remember everything I said. I did do a video where I showed how to add this ending charm, or this edging charm, and I forgot, and the fan was blowing on the microphone, so that video didn't turn out. So if, one thing is, if these are twisted, or these, you can pull out the legs and kind of twist them around and move them back and forth underneath the button, and that'll untwist them usually. And I'm trying to think of everything I need to say, because this is the last video. This is the same basic bracelet, but with the two different laces in the back. So you can see this one's airier than this one is. This one's more dense, and it's a straighter edge and a more zigzagged edge. And then this is the difference with the Celtic charms and the flowers, and where I used the background color for the outside edges of the buttons, and this one has it that it matches more the flowers. So that's about all. When you're putting a button on, it's a good idea to check and see what this side of the leg is doing, because these are these buttons on the edge. Stretch them out to make sure that it's going to lay pretty flat, that you don't, because you saw that I got a twisted one, that you don't get a twist like that you have to redo. So that's kind of important, because if you twist both sides, it would just be like that, and you could just flip it underneath. But if you just twist one side, then it just gets kind of wonky. So, so I think that's it. So I hope you enjoy making all these little cuff bracelets. I've made lots and lots of them, and that you enjoy wearing them too. Okay, so thank you for watching, and again, I hope you enjoy making them. Bye.